Here is the beginning of my story time. The last one that I made, it went against guidelines, I guess, because I spoke a little too much about what happened to me as a child, I guess. So um, I'll just say I didn't have the best childhood. It wasn't great at all. We didn't have a lot of money. At one point, when my mom remarried, we moved to Tennessee, and we had a one-bedroom apartment. And it was my mom, my stepdad, me, and my three older brothers. And it was, it was all right, as far as that goes. We did a construction paper Christmas tree that year. That's how little money we had. And but then things started to go badly. And so pretty much for the rest of my childhood, it was pretty tough. Things that took place that shouldn't happen to a child on a lot of different levels. But that's all right. The exciting part is when I finally became an adult. So at 18, I decided to join the military, and I joined the Air Force. And I went in guaranteed pararescue. So basically what that consisted of is I had to do a physical endurance test before I even went into basic training. So these are going to be rough estimates of what the test consisted of. Well, two parts. So one, I had to swim 50 meters underwater without breaking the surface. I remember that like it was yesterday. The swimming, I had to swim 1,000 meters, and I want to say it was 27 minutes or 26 minutes. I just don't remember. It's been a while. And then you get a 30-minute rest, and then you have to run 1.5 miles. And I want to say it was like 10 minutes, 9 minutes or something, which seems like a lot of time, but that's after you swam 1,000 meters, so your body's kind of like jello. And so I did that, and then you had a 5-minute break, and you had to do 50 sit-ups, and then in 2 minutes. Then you had a 2-minute break, and then you had to do 50 push-ups in 2 minutes, and then a 2-minute break, and then 50 flutter kicks in 2 minutes, and a 2-minute break, and then you had to do 8 pull-ups. So I did all that at Pope Air Force Base, and went in guaranteed pararescue. Then I joined. I went into basic. I think it was like February or something like that. And basic training was really cool for me. I really enjoyed it. It was a really cool experience. So I make it through basic, and I go to tech school, which started at the annex at Force. What's the stupid place called? Lackland Air Force Base, the annex. That's where you start your tech school for pararescue. And during Hell Week, I broke my foot and got medically disqualified for a year. So I immediately lost the job that I wanted to do. So I became a helicopter crew chief on Blackhawks, which will be interesting down the road how that plays into my life, which is pretty crazy. So I became a helicopter crew chief. I basically could take apart a Blackhawk and put it back together again, which is pretty stinking cool. So I did that. And then I'll end this part of story time with, I was in for almost 2 years, and then my mom got really sick, and so I got a hardship discharge to come home and help her. So that was the end of my Air Force career. So I was like just right around 20 when I got out of the Air Force and moved to Hickory, North Carolina. So that's part one of story time. But trust me, this is just laying the groundwork for the craziness that goes on in my life. So it's pretty interesting, the rest of the stuff that happens. So there's a lot more coming, trust me. This is the foundation of my story time. So there's a lot more coming, so get ready. So anyway, like, follow, share, repost, comment, do all that good stuff so you can keep track of where you're at in the story. I'll take people's comments and reply to them to post the next story time. So keep track. Talk to you soon.